everybody. How are you guys doing? Are you ready for this launching event? Say yes. Let's go. We need all the energy here. Yes, all right. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. It's an absolute honor and pleasure to be sharing the hall with each and every one of you. And of course, our global peace advocates like you as well. Now, of course, if we are going to talk about Global Peace Festival, it is actually a gathering of global peace advocates which provides a global platform for sharing best practices while developing collaborative multi-sector partnerships to promote sustainable peace and development. All right, so with that, may I call on the Regional President of the Global Peace Foundation Asia Pacific, Mr. Engel Ra, for his welcome message.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen and fellow members of the media. It is my honor to welcome each and every one of you to this launching ceremony of this Global Peace Leadership Conference and Global Peace Festival. It has been an honor to have distinguished partner present in this event. Your participation ensured the success of our event. Special thanks to our special guests and host, Dr. Nona Rickerford and Attorney Agnes Davanadera, and then the representative of the Department of Education, and also Dr. Florida Rabuguen, and my good friend Mr. Edgardo Castro, and Miss Donna May, and Dr. Cecilia D, and Mr. Aldrin Tuma, and then Mr. Dr. Michael Jabulan from Family Peace Association. Philippines is such an important country for the Global Peace Foundation, the history and the work. The National Foundation here is incredible and the work so impactful. It is where the first convention took place in 2009, from which representatives from around the world and then launched a global movement. It's a nation that can champion one family under God and has been accredited because it has found many ways to implement this vision into practical programs with our partners that help this nation. We want to move the nation of Philippines and reach the Muslim people in this region of Asia and Pacific through the work in Philippines. It is also a Christian nation and therefore resonates with America's founding values and principles. It will be an important nation to work closely with Korea and also the United States of America because the value resonate. This value system is one rooted in believing everyone has God-given human right and freedom that must be respected, and no government or person can take those away. It is a way to counter the rise of statist regimes, and the Philippines will be important in that fight. The Global Peace Leadership Conference will cover issues to present the ongoing national level and global efforts in Global Peace Foundation in order to cover the vast topics the tracks will touch on. There is an area of work that resonates in the Philippines, from women's leadership, importance of the family, peace begins in the home, importance of good character and living a virtuous life. Philippines is also a young nation. Like you can see the video previously. People would be inspired by Global Peace Foundation and their partners' commitment and invest in the next generations. Believing in power of the youth and their ability to dream, but the need to equip them with moral and innovative leadership, both character and creativities. We are working to find solutions to highly unstable region of the world that pose security, threats to peace and stability. We would like to convince the unification of North and South Korea as an ultimate goal to bring lasting peace and prosperity in this region, which will be presented in an inspiring way for the Philippines and showcases that amongst all the work for global peace. On the occasion of the Global Peace Leaders Conference and then Global Peace Festival, we want to speak with Filipinos and inspire entire regions to rise up as a peace builders, to change their country and the region as a catalyst for greater change in this world. Once again, I welcome your participation in the Global Peace Leaders Conference and the Global Peace Festival, and looking forward to your dedication and commitment. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ra, for that very insightful and empowering message. And of course, we are all very keen and also very excited for the coming event happening on December 1 to 3, again here in Clark, Pampanga. Now guys, to know more about what the Global Peace Foundation is about, let us all watch this video.
In 2008, poverty, illiteracy, corruption, and identity-based conflicts in the Philippines became top challenges to its national growth and development. To support the government's efforts, Global Peace Foundation Philippines was launched in 2009 to help respond to the needs of Filipino communities through its programs and initiatives in major development areas. Global Peace Foundation Philippines engages the government, civil society, and private institutions to advance sustainability and peace in the country through its community development programs. All Lights Village, or ALV project, combines solar technology with clean water solutions, education, income generation, and public-private partnerships to improve the overall quality of life in the communities in measurable ways. Globals works with the Department of Education as a service provider on the Alternative Learning System, or ALS, to extend education opportunities to out-of-school children, youths, and adults. Character and Creativity Initiative integrates character and creativity into all aspects of school culture towards the development of the whole person, making education more relevant in the 21st century. Global Peace Youth Philippines, its youth division, has a mission to educate young people to become future leaders with both moral and innovative capacity. Global Peace Women Philippines empower women's leadership in a culture of service for the larger community and guide families to implement solutions to common challenges. Global Peace Foundation Philippines brought important changes in more than 40 communities and among thousands of Filipinos across the country. These are in terms of community development, education, disaster response, and leadership development among women, youth, and leaders from key sectors. With the help of our generous supporters and partners, we've come a long way in supporting the underserved and remote communities and have advanced in promoting moral and innovative leadership. On its 8th year, GPF Philippines is more determined to help address the country's challenges in poverty, illiteracy, and leadership development.
This global peace cup really reminds me of something that I was born with a
We have aligned our work to support the achievement of United Nations Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. We challenge and invite you to work with us towards a more progressive, ethical, cohesive, and compassionate Filipino communities, families, and individuals. Participate in our workshops, volunteer, talk to your CSR outreach department, donate. There are many ways to join our growing network of peace builders.
Hello, there you go. Again, ladies and gentlemen, that was a very, very heartwarming and such an inspirational video and message for each and every one of us. Again, we are all inspired to be peacemakers and peace builders and just really help one another. Now again, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Dr. Nona Ricafort, the co-chair of the Global Peace Festival 2022.
A pleasant good afternoon to all. It looks like, are you all hungry or sleeping? It's either two things. They always say, when you speak at this time, you have to be prepared because people are not in the mood to listen. But at any rate, I'll keep you awake. My colleagues in the Global Peace Foundation, led by our visionary leader, Regional Asia Pacific President Ingil Ra, and ladies and gentlemen, a bright and peaceful, filled, cheerful good afternoon to all. My heart literally jumps with joy to meet all of you, our distinguished friends from the media. As I deliver my warm opening press statement, let me start by saying this event we are talking about is a gathering of global peace advocates and leaders of great minds, to include our dear friends from all over the world, led by our dignitaries from the Global Peace Foundation and luminaires from our Philippine government. Of course, the lead dynamic conveners of the 7 tracks with their partners and their members. This event is most special because, once again, we shall tackle the seemingly generic and taken for granted yet difficult to achieve vision, that of global peace, under the Global Peace Conference and Festival theme, Our Family Under God, a vision for a world of freedom and peace, focus on multi-sectoral partnership and leadership to inspire and motivate a global movement advancing freedom and peace based on universal principles and shared values. An innovative platform of relevant challenges across the many humanitarian concerns and issues. We are aware of a general mantle of peace in the world that includes area of turmoil, issues of disconcerting nature, controversial matters that border on economic and political supremacy, sovereignty, and social order. Even in our very own country, our beloved Philippines, there have been differing issues on the political front, continuous restiveness between ideological group, internal problems within pockets, communities, and sad to say, squabbles even in the warmth of our own home, such as is the elusiveness of peace. Once again, this conference will focus on the innovative multi-sectoral partnership and leadership to inspire and motivate a global movement advancing freedom and peace based on universal principles and shared values. It will also assist in putting together on track some of the vital ingredients that can mitigate conflict and tensions, as we reiterate and reinforce in all of us the need to fire up these ingredients, these effective support tools in the pursuit of lasting peace, bringing to this global platform our best practices while developing multi-sectoral partnership for the promotion of sustainable peace and development, drawing from the expertise of the government, corporate, NGO, and civil society partners, especially the experienced peace advocacy leaders in these 7 tracks. The 7 tracks are, first and foremost, transforming education. With a well-educated populace, we can easily impart the righteous values and moral values under God, a vision that leads towards the understanding and appreciation of peace in this education track. Though leaders will explore new trends, ideas, and policies to prepare students to be successful in all aspects of their lives, building flourishing societies with sustainable impact. The second track is on the youth. We can always call on our youth to be our ruders and captains of our aging ships, to share with their elders and their peers the value and the ways to peace. This track will also equip the youth for the new world of work, to be responsible and engaged members of society, resulting in sustainable growth, peace, and positive global impact. The third is the corporate social responsibility. It goes without saying that with the mitigation of poverty through a robust economy, the human instinct for struggle and survival becomes tempered as we ascend the Maslow's hierarchy of needs from the primal instinct to forage and survival at the expense of others, to the loftier goals of self-actualization and realization of our nobler vision of selfless service to humanity. This track will examine the critical yet often unrecognized role of private sector, businesses, and economic development in poverty reduction, sustainable development, and regional stability, towards bouncing back our economy through strategic, inclusive, impact-driven CSR, shared prosperity and peace. In fact, when we were talking to the president of Clark, he was talking of putting, the government wants to put the branch of the heart center, medical center here, and the kidney center. So hopefully Region 3 will be robust with all of this infrastructure. The fourth one is the interfaith and peace building, tied up with economic robustness, is strengthening our grassroots and local communities that will empower them to move on and improve the quality of the lives of their constituents through religious ethical education, moral, economic, and social-driven programs and projects, building social cohesion in diverse and multi-religious societies. And the fifth one, which is the most important, because I am a woman, is the women's empowerment. One effective way of achieving the goals of the different tracks is to enhance women's empowerment. While the men, indeed, as they traditionally say, are supposed to be the stronger of the species and the bringer of food to the table, women have always been co-equals in the nurturing and sustenance of families, communities, societies, and countries, while men generally plan the broad perspective. Women convert these perspectives into practical, detailed operating realities. Thus, the Women Empowerment Track will examine the critical leadership that women play in both sustainable peace building and strengthening families in their communities around the world, while retooling service-minded women in securing a vision of peace relevant to our time. The sixth is the peace and security. Security in all forms, from food security to personal safety, family well-being, and national security is a must in the enhancement of peace in all nations. And this can be achieved by being closely knit to each other and sincere in our action and motivation to avoid conflict that degenerate the overall meaning of security. This track will examine the current geopolitical environment, identify the challenges and opportunities, discuss successful models, share the best practices, while promote moral and innovative leadership for collaborative pathways in building a strong, peaceful, and cohesive global relationship. And the last one is the leadership at all levels. All this can be achieved if we have the proper positive and compassionate leadership at all levels, from family, community, society, to countries, and the universality of men. A good leader makes a good follower, and a good and properly led society achieves programs and direction for the greater benefit of all, with freedom of expression as fundamental human rights and vital for democratic structure institution towards the principles as one family under God, a vision for a world of freedom and peace. Just a bit of reminder to us. Global Peace Foundation International Chairman, Dr. Eugene Preston Moon, who will be here with us from December 1 to December 5, once stated, our future depends on what we do today. Thus, this is the way for true global peace. New social and developmental challenges have emerged confronting society today, placing new demands on all of us. Effective peace leaders at various organizational levels had an indispensable role in equipping peace advocates to take on their important tasks in meeting global demands, introducing changes with new perspective and strategies, creating a favorable climate for this delicate chance. Thus, we are encouraged to look in a larger picture with well-driven goals, seeing through the eyes of the stakeholders and beneficiaries as we interpret their aspiration. Only then can we consider our work not merely as a career, but as a mission in life for humanity. At this early point, we are being challenged to take up our arms, not guns, knives, grenades, or instrument of destruction, but rather the arms of peace, togetherness, openness, and selfless dedication to our 7-track goals in our service to humanity. This will be presented at the break-up session at this conference this December 2. Because for as long as we are properly guided by our positive and impassioned vision to help others, as in the very ideals of our beloved Global Peace Foundation, our 7 convener aggregation as well, we can never go wrong in the pursuit of peace and contentment. It was once said, the ways of peace are more intricate than the techniques of war. Indeed, and rightfully well said, but I would like to add to this famous quote, after witnessing what's going on in Ukraine, I would like to say further that the ways of peace are more intricate and innovative than the techniques of war. The classic example is the raging war in Ukraine. Has this aggressor really attained victory? Yes, maybe physically taking over some areas for the moment, but has it diminished the fervor of the citizens being conquered? And more ironically, has it not diminished the very loyalty, morale, and support of its own citizen? Together, let us all rise to the challenge before us in this conference and pledge to commit to this noble cause for a world of lasting peace. Shall we see you all again at this December 1 to 3 Global Peace Conference Festival? Yes. We need you all there because we shall be working for our own peace and also globally. A great peace-filled day to all. Mabuhay to all of us.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Rico Ford, for that very, very insightful message, and as well as thank you so much for sharing with us the relevant action plans that you just mentioned earlier. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, in 2007, the Global Peace Festival was first held in the Philippines as a gathering of thousands of peace-loving individuals sharing one vision, which is one family under God. Now this year, the festival returns to the country with a theme, One Family Under God, a vision for a world of freedom and peace. Now, of course, let us all watch this video to know what's in store for us this year's Global Peace Festival, which will happen right here in Clark, Pampanga.
Witness as we gather thousands of peace-loving individuals from around the world towards one vision, one family under God. The festival aims to inspire and motivate a global movement advancing freedom and peace based on fundamental human rights endowed by God.
Process is important, but at the same time, what is even more important is the outcome.
Inspire renewed hope in the possibilities for bridging divides, resolving conflicts, and building peace together based on universal principles and shared values. Motivate a new generation to serve the greater good through understanding our shared identity within the human family. Activate a global network of people of good conscience, committed to work together to realize the dream of one family under God.
It is exactly in times of uncertainty that a clear vision is needed to provide a solution to the many vexing problems of our age.
There will be 3 major events. The Global Peace Leadership Conference builds networks of key leaders and addresses critical issues in education, youth, women, corporate social responsibility, religious freedom, and peace and security. Service learning program that focuses primarily on young people and addresses local issues in celebration of International Volunteers Day. And the most awaited Global Peace Festival, a highlight event which inspires, motivates, and activates a global network of people to work together to realize the dream of one family under God. The event will be attended by 15,000 youth.
Be the dreamers that define what this century will be.
Join us this coming December 1st to 3rd, 2022 at Clark, Pampanga, as we celebrate with the theme, One Family Under God, a vision for a world of freedom and peace.
Okay, and I am here once again. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, as we mentioned earlier, we are very, very excited and really looking forward to the festival that is actually happening here in Clark, Pampanga. That is going to be December 1 to December 3 with the theme, One Family Under God, a vision for a world of freedom and peace. So before the festival, we want to formally launch it today. So it will actually serve as an invitation to inspire peace building, serve the greater good, and to activate a global network of people with, of course, good conscience. Now, we are all wishing for peace. Of course, each and every one of us would love that. And to attain it, it entails working together with each of us partaking in the mission with our own special roles. And of course, for that ceremonial launching, our partners will help us build our peace tree by placing their organization's logo as a symbol of participation in our mission. So that's why I am here. Behind me is one of the peace trees that we are going to be hanging our logo. All right? So we all need to work together for peace. So we would like to invite all of you to write your wish for peace on the piece of paper that is actually given to us. I will be showing it to you. So this one. So write your wish piece here. And then afterwards, you can hang it on both trees. But we will start first with this peace tree board that we have over here. And yeah, so we would like to invite, let us start with our partners first. You can actually hang in your peace wishes over. I don't know, we are gonna be hanging our logos here. The organization's logo. So, all right, we can call on the following partners that we have here. If the Department of Education is ready. Department of Education. There you go. And next, let's call on the DepEd Youth Formation Division. Oh, there you go. What about the Global Peace Women? Okay. And we have Global Peace Women. Yes. There you go on top. You face the camera.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next, maybe call on the Department of Tourism. Oh, here we have. All right, we have the National Council of Women of the Philippines. There you go on top.
Harap dito, ma'am.
Okay, next we would like to call on the Department of Tourism. There you go. Coming right up is Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines Island. Okay.
Face the camera,
Alright, sir. Next, maybe call on All Nations Women's Group of the YWCA Manila Incorporation.
Face the camera, ma'am.
Next is Fuji Siso. Suiso. Well, there you go, ma'am. Okay. Coming right up is the Family Peace Association. And up next is the Philippine Society of NSTP Educators and Implementers. Next is Shake Hands Language School. Next is Pampanga Chamber of Commerce and Industry. All right. And next with the Rotary Club of Makati Circle of Friends, Mabalacat City. Oh, there you go. Rotary Club of Makati Circle of Friends. Next is Mabalacat City College. Maybe call on the CIE British School. National Council of Women of the Philippines, which is actually there already. Next would be Ube Media. And we have Clark Freeport. Next would be Clark Global City. Okay, and next would be Marriott Hotel. There we go. And we have our last three partners here. Maybe call on WeDus Foundation. And of course, Bayanihan Youth for Peace.
Kasya pa din siya.
And of course, last but not the least, we have Global Peace Foundation. All right. Put it there in the middle. There, yes, sir. Okay, for Global Peace Foundation. Okay. Now, before we proceed, may we request all of our partners who